Hello everyone, it's Amy and welcome back for another craft with me, crafting along with Sonya Stepto. And I'm still playing catch up. I have a lot of pages still left in my book, so I have no idea how long this is going to take. But I wanted to pull out a few lace bits, and I really love this one. And I thought that that would be really pretty, like to cut out one of those flowers and just put it on a page, maybe like as a flip up on one of the pages that I don't want to do a lot to. I think that my eco-dried ones with the leaves on it, I really don't want to cover those up much. But this might be kind of cute too, to just glue across the top, and then it can be flipped up and you can see the eco-dried paper. And I'm not saying that wrong. That is eco-dried, which just means I dry them out in the grass. So I don't do the eco-dyed because it just seems like too much of a too much work for me, and I'm quite lazy, and I'm also quite impatient as far as waiting for things to get done. And I would probably want to unravel it first. They boil that stuff in water, and you have to wait for it to dry up a little bit, I would think, before you start unwrapping it. And so I don't do that, but I just take leaves and different things from outside, and I set them on some handmade dyed paper, not handmade paper, but just hand dyed. And so I just dye the paper, set it on the grass, put the leaves and stuff on top of it, or rocks or whatever, and let it dry in the sunshine. And it looks really pretty. I really like the way it turns out. So that's why it's called eco-dried, because it's just dried outside. And I make it with different bits from outside, like leaves or rocks or sticks or something like that. Even the grass, just where it sits on the grass, makes a really cool look. But that's really pretty. So I think I want to put that on one of my pages. And then I wanted to put a pocket. Okay, so I have to show you, this is what Sonya showed us how to make these. And I'm going to make some more, but I don't have the stuff to make it right now. But this is a journaling spot. And doesn't that look cool how it's solid on the back? And she just took like 3 or 2 pieces of different ephemera. These are 3 separate pieces. And you just line them up like you were going to tuck them in a pocket, like that. But instead of just tucking them in individually, you glue them together and then put a solid piece of paper on the back so that it makes one journaling spot. And I just love the way that those look. So I'm going to be getting out some more little ephemeras and making some more of those. So I'll actually show you how to do it in another video. And then this is the paper that I used for one of our round punches. And so I thought I would put that in as a pocket. And I thought that that would look nice in there like that. And I like the looks of the little elementary school paper in the background. But I wanted to put I was going to put a doily on top of this. And I have this doily here that I had tea dyed. But the tea dye only kind of took to the edges. It really didn't take to the middle very well. But that didn't matter because I only needed the edges. So I was going to put that on there like that. And I thought that that would be really cute, but there are so many pages left in this book, and this is really thick crochet. So I think that's going to be way too thick for my book. So I looked through some of my other pieces, and I really like just this mesh part here. And so I thought that I would just find a spot that I liked and just cut a piece of this off to go over top of my green, just to kind of just kind of knock that back a little bit. And I thought that these leaves were really kind of cute. And they're not as thick as, this is not as thick as the other one. And so if I just do that right about there, the leaves would be on there, and then the rest of it would be netting. And it kind of pushes that back a little bit. So I think I'm just going to kind of cut like this. And this is just something I picked up at a garage sale or a secondhand store. They're not the most popular things anymore. And it's got a stain on it in a couple of places. So it's not something someone was going to use. So when you see people cut these up, it's normally because nobody's going to use them anyways. So why not use them in your crafting and give them a new purpose? So I want those leaves on there. So I think I'm going to do it right about like that. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put glue all over my green part and then press that on. So I do want to make sure that I get this top edge very well, because that's where things are going to tuck into. And then just get around the edges and a little bit in the middle. And then line those leaves up where I want them. The rest of it can fall where it falls. I just want those leaves where I want them. And so there we go. And I'm not sure, I'm pretty sure that the Fabri-Tac is going to dry kind of glossy. It's going to shine through there. Right now it's shining through because it's wet. I don't know if you can see the shine there, but I think that it's going to stay shiny, but that is definitely okay with me. That doesn't bother me in this instance. That little bit of shine just gives it a little interest if that's the way it looks when it dries. And like I said, I'm pretty sure that it does. And I'm just going to cut this along my pocket because I don't want my tags to get caught on it. And that's why I'm putting the cardstock behind it, so that I have something solid for my tags to slide in against. Okay, so there we go. Now I have to decide, do I want it, it's going to be like this, so do I want the leaves at the top or at the bottom? And if this is going to be in here like this, I think I like them at the bottom. So I'm just going to put a little bit more of the glue on the pocket. And maybe later I might come in and do a little stenciling on the page. I'm not sure. I like the looks of that elementary paper. I think that it's cute. And I think I only have one page of that in there, which actually winds up being 4 sides, because it's here and over there, and each one has 2 sides. But I think I've already covered one up quite a bit. So we'll see. So that's going to go in there. I just top, bottom, and this side right here. There we go. And this is going to go in there just like that. It's a little bit taller than my page. I knew that when I started, and I was okay with that. I like that. It's nice to have things sticking out just a little bit. It just makes it fun. And they may get a little tatty, and that's okay, because that's kind of what these books are all about. You know, things get a little tatty and worn, and so I really like the way that that looks. At this point in time, I call that page done. When it's dry, I might edge it with some of the brown distress stains, but I like the way that that looks, and so I'm going to call that good. And I had a piece of parchment paper here earlier. There it is. It's always good to have a piece of parchment paper when, or more than a piece, whenever you're working on something, because then you can go on to the next page without worrying about it sticking. See, I got a little glue through there, so if I put that up there like that, where the only place there was extra glue, I'm just going to fold that over to cover all of that glue, because I wouldn't want to glue my doily down onto it, although, no, I wouldn't want to, because that would cover up my leaves. And then I'm going to put this right in there so I know when that's dry, that's where that goes. And so then the other thing I was going to do was, when I cut out, when I did the stitching one, and I cut out this little girl here, we had this one left. And so I'm going to just round a couple of the corners, the top corners. And then I thought that I would put this over here, because then it kind of matches over here. And the other thing I was thinking was, I finished up this tag. I put a little bit of washi tape and then some glitter washi tape. I did put some fibers on the top, and then I put some washi tape on the page and down here. So that looks like that, and I think that's really cute. But I think that this makes this page really, really heavy. Not weight-wise, but just like there's just so much right there, at least at this point in time. So I thought that this would be cute with that stuck behind it. And it kind of makes that more of a focal point. This gets to be its own focal point, and we'll stick something in there at some point. But I think that I'm going to just glue down the two sides of this and then stick that one in there. And then more than likely, put a little bit of, hold on, get all that little stuff off of there. Let's see, what do I have here for? I don't really have any stencils out, but I do have my Punchinella, one of my favorite go-tos. And then this is just Delusions. This is a permanent ink. And it's not something that I went and bought at the store. I got it at a garage sale. I will tell you, as you watch me work through, you know, any project that I'm working on, if it's not like a build your stash where you know exactly what I got and what I paid for it, I buy pretty much everything at secondhand stores, garage sales. And you know, I have a lot of people say, well, I never find anything like that at my garage sales. I don't find that much at garage sales either. You know, I don't go to one garage sale. Well, sometimes you do. Sometimes you may go to one garage sale and just hit the jackpot because somebody who's getting out of crafting is selling their stuff. But mostly, you know, you're going to find maybe something here, maybe something there. And it's not, you know, and sometimes you might garage sale for a whole day or go to a flea market and not find anything. And the next time you go, you find a ton of stuff. So, you know, you just take your time. And if you're new at crafting, believe me, it won't take you long to have so much stuff that you're thinking, what am I going to do with it all? Because that really is the way that it goes. And, you know, you collect it a whole lot faster than you realize. So don't, you know, don't think you have to get it all right away. You know, the hunt for finding something and then finding something that you saw somebody show it and you really wanted it, and then you eventually find it at a secondhand store or at a discount store and they paid $20 for it and you get it for $3. That's where some of the excitement comes in. That's fun. And it's worth the wait. So on top of our little rabbit one, I put just a little pull tab on top of him. It came off of the piece of fabric that I cut off of here, and I just thought it was cute, and I like that sticking out the top of the page, so I put that on there. I do work on this stuff, you know, and try and find something that you might find interesting to show you, but I do wind up, you know, getting some things done while you're not here, because otherwise it would take forever. And since these videos can only be 15 minutes long, which this one has to be almost over here in a second because it's getting close. But, you know, so I do have to do some things separately. Let's put him back in there. See, isn't that cute how that sticks out the top? I really like that. Okay, I've got less than a minute. So let's just put this one on here, and then we're going to put this one in here, and actually this can even stick over here like that if we want to. Let the fabric, oh, that's cute, I like that. So that is what I'm going to do with that. Glue right here, glue right here. I'm not going to glue this side so that if I want to tuck the whole thing in, I can, and this is quite thick. So that is it for today, and I will be back with another one, doing a couple more pages if I can, tomorrow. Thank you very much for watching. I really do appreciate it, and I hope that you all have an outstanding day. Bye-bye.